Everybody, it's Kuddlesnot, and I'm here with episode 6 of the Darksiders 3 100% walkthrough. And yeah, let's get a boogie in. So you might have some stuff. If you want, you can go to Makers and get some more levels and all that. We're not going to do that quite yet, because one thing you might have noticed is that you have a new weapon now with Salvation, and that requires a new enhancement, right? But oh man, we only have 3 right now. You could buy one from Vulgrim, sure. Or we can collect one that's coming up right now. So that's what we're going to do instead. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump up here. Collect a little large cluster. And say hi to all the guys walking over there. And grab this. And now that these guys bother us too much. Obviously lots of things around the tree that will be useful. But we're going to clear everything out first, and you also might notice all the hanging broskies. We're going to wait on that as well. Until we have nothing trying to kill us. Because that seems like a good plan to me. Oops. And let's not get killed by the easiest guys around here. That's a good idea too. These guys really know the crap out of me. Okay, we're flying guys over there. Okay, we're going to take on this red-eyed boy. And you might be curious. Like, oh, what enhancement are we going to be getting here in a second? Whoops, I do not have respite selected. My bad. You're like, what enhancement are we getting in a second? Man, what's the one thing that Cuddle's really bad at? And that's dodging while talking. So, as luck would have it, thank you for the fragment. As luck would have it, that enhancement happens to happen our window of opportunity to dodge. It actually increases it by a pretty significant amount, which is definitely one that I want. Alright, so we get rid of that. Okay, dodged way too early for that. Won't help that much from reactions like that, but it might help with a reaction like that. Alright, there we go. Let's get you, my friend. And I pressed the button too late there. Help with that a whole lot. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, we got things that we can get around here. That's not one of them. We'll be back for that. And actually, I guess we're going to wait too. But actually, I really want to grab this. I'm going to grab this right now. Obscurus Enhancement. What does it do before those bugs get us? Like I said, it helps improve our invincibility window. And you see I've only put some stuff into Fortifier here and Juggernaut. I am most definitely be putting some good stuff in there. So since we're not really using this weapon yet, I'm going to keep that there because I do want Havoc on my active. And I actually do use this a lot more than you might think. And it's kind of like an opportunity to get in damage when you're like in between dodging windows and stuff. So it can be actually a really useful thing. And obviously with these little buggies, it is also very helpful. Alright, but now I keep on missing those, so I want to get all these before they, like, jump me and kill me. Which definitely has not happened to me during practice. Absolutely not. Get you dead. Whoopsie. Alright. Alright. See, already that's easier. Oh yeah, smooth as butter. So that's what I'll blame my incompetence on, is that I don't have that enhancement. And actually can get better too, with more artifacts. Ooh, a random sliver drop, that's always nice. Think we don't have to count those anymore, and I can just enjoy the sliver. Oh boy. I am your end, and I always hit you in the poison water. Okay. Alright, now we can finally go collect some stuff. So, like I said, we'll come back for that. But for now, we're going to grab this sliver right here. And we're going to look around and see these bad boys. So, might be wondering what happens. So if you saw, there's 2 different kinds there. There's kind of like the statue one and then like this body one. The body one gave us souls. The statue ones don't. It can be hard to tell when they're that far away, but if you do have the Leviathan enhancement on your redemption here, not redemption, what I keep on salvation here, with that medium archer clump, you will get additional souls from like these statue ones like this. I'm not going to do that, A, because I don't have them, and B, I hate spending time switching them. So I'm just going to knock this stuff down, get the extra souls, and something you might be wondering is, will those guys ever jump out at me? And you might already know the answer, and the answer is yes, sometimes. So just keep an eye on them, don't turn your back after you knock one down, and you shouldn't have any issues. I think the only one that's, yep, that guy. That guy stays alive. Let's take him out. Blah, 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 blah. Alrighty. Take on this soul cluster that was stealing all of our souls. Grab our medium lurcher. That's the last thing that's around the tree base there, the tree trunk. We'll grab this large cluster. And our last 2 things are craft shard that I always ran right past. And this. All right. So the other functionality of our Tron data disk here. So you can charge it up with hollows. So we only need it for fire right now, and that's pretty much the only time you will need it, except for force. You get like those, you know, purple pimples, purple nipples over there, and all over. And you will need it in the DLC as well, so that's something that's easy to forget. Something I forgot when I played the DLC after I played through the main game is that, oh, you can charge up your hollows. So that's something important to remember. It will be important to some puzzles coming up. Not actually a whole lot. Until the DLC anyway. And now that we're here, grab that shard right there. We're going to create ourselves a little backtracky shortcut to the angels if we ever need it. Which we actually wait once. Alright, let's go on in the building. And I'll take this. One thing that is it's nice about Salvation is that also it does quite a bit of damage in combat. And it's not insignificant. Obviously not a whole lot, but with the right enhancement, with it does get upgraded at Ulthane like all your other weapons. It isn't insignificant, and you can, you know, charge it with the hollow and get some fire damage and then damage over time with it as well. Same thing with the other, you know, effects, although they do less damage over time, they do other things. Grab this medium cluster here. But when you're on particular bosses or with enemies that you're like kind of hanging back waiting for an opportunity window, you can kind of just scoot that in there, get some more damage, and just hit repeatedly without actually damaging. That's also good. So it really depends up to your strategy. I wouldn't put one of your super high damaging things on there just for the sake of getting damage on it. But it doesn't hurt to put something useful on it because you'll use it a lot more in combat than you might think at first. Alright. So we'll get our small healing thing here. And please don't die from that. Okay, good. I don't know why I'm going over here and hitting things. Just because I'm a scaredy little boy. Alright. First we gotta make sure this guy doesn't kill us when he does that. And then we gotta keep an eye on our... Okay. See, I had a reason to be scared. It wasn't just for shits and giggles. And it's hard to see both of them. You can't make the argument not to use lock-on, but then you can't see their health and stuff, and it's more annoying, and okay, well, it's one way to die a nightmare, I guess. Alright, I'm back, and I realized I did not get these over here. These guys never seem to drop anything actually useful. They just give you some extra souls, so it doesn't hurt, but it's not like, you know, there means there's a chance of an item drop, but you're not going to really miss anything. But grab them when you see them, because, you know, why not? Like that. Got a few extra souls out of that. Okay. Now, after I died totally on purpose to refill my Nephilim's Respite, and totally got hit by this guy again just to prove a point that he's a little baby. Not me, I'm not the baby. See, this is like the worst place. I should have gone out into the open, but I didn't. Let's flip our way into somewhere where I won't be cornered. Except I will be, I take that back. I don't think I've ever fought these guys back here before, but here we are. And trying not to get cornered here. Don't want to use Wrath because I want to save that. And that's more hits than I was expecting to get. Did he die? I think they can damage each other. I guess so. Okay, well. That is one terrible way to take care of those fellas. Alright, now that we're here, we're going to grab some stuffy stuff and take out this little nesty nest. And destroying stuff completely pointlessly, and we're going to run in here and grab two things. A flame sack cluster, and fragment of adamantine, and get some extra souls out of it for our trouble. Alrighty. I don't like those barrels. Okay. And we will go down there in a second. We see one of our Mansky boys there. But first we're going to go here and grab ourselves a large lurcher cluster. And a frenzy shard. I don't think I talk about consumables that much because I don't use them a whole lot except for like undying and fortification. Frenzy increases how fast you attack, which can be useful in some situations, but just when the game's not really helpful for that. So maybe get more attacks in a smaller window, but like if you're already having that much trouble with attacking, using, you know, dodging like me, then Frenzy is not going to be a whole lot of help. Alright, so we'll jump in here and get the large Lurcher Cluster, and then say hello to Volgrim. You can get a level or two, and actually I think I'm going to do that. I am going to, whoopsie, I am going to check our, what's our total? Because I want to upgrade our Salvation Unfocused Obscurus here. So, where are we at? We're going to Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face. Alright. We're at 7 and 3. So I want, ideally, as many, yeah, so we can buy, how many can we buy Angelic? How many Angelics can we buy? 3 of them. Okay, so yeah, we'll, might have been premature on that, but I'm going to buy all these just so I have them. Get some more artifacts in the bank. Buy one health lurcher for the hell of it. I'm not going to buy any of these. I'm just not going to use them yet, although again, argument can be made for Leviathan, but I just don't feel like I'd rather have the damage output on Apocalyptic especially. In Storm, Hollow Armor, not worth it yet. Well, not really worth it unless you really like Storm, but we're not there yet because we're still pretending we don't have it. But for now, we're going to go to the Maker's Forge. Alrighty, I'm failing all sorts today, but hopefully this episode turns out okay. And we're going to run and check on our boy Ulfthane, see what he can give us. We have plenty to upgrade Barbs of Scorn. Yes, please. Now we need pieces of adamantine to go up higher, which we do not have yet. We can upgrade chains, which, as you know, is my favorite reflection. We have plenty of slivers, but since, again, we don't have this yet, I'm going to spend them on salvation. All right. So that's some good upgrading. They should not, if I thought ahead, I wouldn't have done this. I would have saved them for Obscurus, but I didn't think that far ahead because I want to increase my invade invincibility window. Evade. Did I say invade? Evade. Oh, I do have enough for 2. That's great. Okay. Fantastic. And very soon we will be backtracking, grab another one, and we'll be able to balance this Obscurus very, very quickly. So that is all for Ulthane for now. As you can see, I have quite a bit of souls to spend. I am going to go crazy with levels because we do not care about scaling anymore. Again, are kind of shooting for 40, between 40 and 50. And as long as you're not 50 before you reach the next boss, you will be in good shape. Juicy. And a little bit short, so I'm actually going to go and sell some things. So, selling. There'll be a point where you'll be selling all your adamantine because you don't need them anymore because everything's upgraded and you're New Game Plus. But for now, we're going to keep them because we're still upgrading stuff and it's more valuable to us for that. As you can see, 200 versus 800 to buy them back. This might be tempting, demonic artifacts, but if you're 5 balance enhancements, you definitely do not want to do that. I get much more value. You get much more value out of them upgrading than you do selling them right now. So instead, I'm going to be selling these consumables that I'm not using. Namely the small healing shard. Now that does such little health healing for us, I only want it in my scroll wheel, so I'm going to just sell them all.
This will fetch Vulgrim a high price.
Everything else I keep. I don't really use the thorns. I often sell those if I need to, but my first go-to are those small healing shards, thorns, and then even like, because you get a lot of wrath, I can sell some wraths, maybe some frenzies after that. Anyway, just kind of like things you don't use. Like I rarely ever sell havoc or fortification, occasionally strength, but wrath, healing, and you get larger healing, so I don't sell those. But yeah, so it just depends. You kind of know your style, kind of know what you want to do. Maybe you like thorn. I personally don't, because you're getting hit that much. I'd rather just not get hit that much. All right. I don't know why I went to that. I went to the wrong button. And now we can get level 27. All right. So how are we going to spend these bad boys? So we're already at 10, but as you can see there, we can heal almost 450 now, and you'll be the same. So I'm actually going to go for, actually, because we have the bonus health, we don't need that. So never mind. We're around for 450, so that means our Nephilim's Respite will heal the entire thing. So that's kind of like my barometer. Then after that, I want to try to get 10 in everything. Because that's gets you the best bang for your buck for your attribute points. And at this level, that is incredibly important. And we get a trophy for spending 25 attribute points. I think that's incredibly important at this level where I'd rather get a little bit more bonus than get a little more arcane, get a little more strength. Because now after level 10, you start getting less per attribute point. So I kind of like to start at that. Get the max bang for our bucks, get 30, 10 to 10 across the board, and then we start specializing more after that, now that we kind of got enough to go around. And now we're going to travel on back to the drowned district. Alrighty, now we're back. We see that force nipple, and we're not going to do anything about it because we don't have the proper tools yet. We are going to start going this way. Get ourselves a large lurcher clump, which seems like it might be helpful. We were trying to get a little bit of souls to get that last level, but it's actually very little, so it wouldn't have helped a whole lot. Alright, now we're going to go through the pipey. And the pipe. I don't know why I say it like, it just... Is that my YouTuber version of myself? I don't say things like pipey in real life. And get that cluster down there in the water. And take out these annoying poison dudes worshipping this dead body. Okay, got this havoc shard. Grab this fragment behind the waterfall. Here, growling, and wonder what it is.
Lust army of the undead is everlasting. Busy little sin.
If you're wondering, this is the fight I actually wanted to save it for, because that guy is so annoying, and it creates unlimited amounts of those very annoying little guys that just drive me bonkers. So that's where I knew I wanted to save it and use it and make that fight much more smooth. Alright, now that it's dead, we can grab this fire sack here. Gonna knock you down. I thought there was one more. Maybe not. Yeah, one more. Get a few extra souls out of it. Wave at this thing that we cannot do anything about yet. Knock these two boys out. Except one isn't a knockout. One's still alive out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's a dodge, my friends. That is a dodge. All right. Now we have our little big angel fight. Alright, so this guy's actually similar teleporting-wise to that guy in the last episode, next to the angelic artifacts, and, you know, on the north end, south end, I mean. And... or the south end, actually, off the top of my head, I can never remember. But he's actually... the Flame Warden, the Chosen, the only Chosen we've fought so far, is actually a reskin of this enemy. So you might be familiar with some of the mechanics. He just isn't on fire. Well, it's on fire right now, but you know what I mean. And we take him out. Like a couple of pros. Couple of pros. Just me. I don't know why it's a couple of pros. And we're going to grab our healing shard here. Hop on up here before we go through the door and deal with the buggies. Grab a large Lictor cluster. And a medium Lictor cluster. Alright, now we're going to open this door, which actually isn't useful for this particular use of the bugs despite its proximity. Alright, so grab you. And you could go through that way, but you'd actually go around a lot farther because there is some purple brains right here. So let's deal with you. I'm actually not going to use my rocket jump because the flames might have killed our bug pal here. And I want to kill him on my own terms. And I'm going to use it to destroy our very first force nipple. Small lurcher cache. Soon we'll have to do that. We'll be able to do that without bugs. That'll be nice. No more insect cruelty required. No, don't go over there. You're coming with me, buddy. And we have the force wall over here that you might have noticed. And we're going to go send him over there. And as we walk through, we'll see lots of hanging guys that we can do something about. I actually didn't mean to trigger all these guys at once. You can take them one at a time if you want. But with our new increase invade window, we're just going to sail on through this like it's nothing. I said that not thinking it was actually going to happen, but hey, it happened. And grab ourselves another luminous visage that we are not going to use yet. Because as you saw, it's only like 5,000, 6,000 to get our next level. And it gets much, much higher than that. So we even save them into like additional new game pluses. Like that's how many souls it starts to creep up as you try to level up. And it doesn't matter how many, you just boom, visage, done. All right. So we used our buggies. We got our stuff up there. We're going to say goodbye to our bug friends and walk on over here. Crawl through some more events, all Die Hard style, as one commenter very aptly pointed out. Just we have shoes, high heel shoes, in fact. And grab ourselves our fragment adamantine. And if you're like me, you thought, okay, we'll just be coming back when we got stasis. But actually, you can do it here with Storm. So if you have Storm, see those tornadoes, just kind of jump up, fly up, and get some more stuff. But we will be getting it next episode, because that's right, next episode is our finally much talked about, much look forward to backtracking episode. So we'll be grabbing that stuff then. All right. Let's continue on through. I totally missed it. Oh my gosh. But there was a big tentacle thing there. Totally to run through the whole game on story mode just to get this one recording for this one clip that I missed. That's a weird thing to assume. Why would you think that? Why would you say that?
What new nightmare was that?
I can't wait to find out.
That was sarcasm? Mistress?
You didn't even see. Alright, now, and we charged our thing there, knocked that down. You have to wait a lot longer than you think. Maybe not this long. But it's very easy to jump over too early and you won't be able to vine swing. So do that. And now that you're here, you might be wondering, okay, over there is the up the stasis wall storm chute that we're going to come back for. But first we're going to turn around. Kind of get near the edge here. Charge up. And actually we don't have to do this. We can land over there, but I just find this is more consistent. And I've never had this particular problem before. We're trying to, there we go, knock off that web and kind of jump at an angle using the swing to kind of launch ourselves into here. Fantastic.
Stay back! Please.
Get ourselves another human and another fragment. And raise a shortcut that if we had gone to the right instead of swinging over right away, we would have been at already. Now we're just going to take out this bad boy. And no, you don't. I dodge you now. I am the dodge master. And we're going to grab this flame sack right here. And then we're going to run up these stairs. And fight one of the few enemies so far that has a ranged attack, even though he didn't use it. But he also teleports. And I guess we just kill him before anything happens. But he has a ranged attack you got to watch out for. And he has, he teleports and attacks like those other guys. But all that's in here, except for maybe some desks if you have Leviathan, is a demonic artifact. And then we go back downstairs. And since I am a lady, I'm going to walk down and not jump like a savage. And we're going to swing back across. All right. And we got this right here. Thank you, sir, for your sacrifice to give me a small cluster of souls. Okay, now I'm just... The Dodge Master left the building there for a second, but I swear he's still in here. And now we get to one of our first real, I'd say, one of the first like real deal puzzles, like soul split sort of puzzles. And we're going to rocket in the free world. So first thing you're gonna see is this lever and come over here and be like, okay, great, now what do I do? And there's some brains, there's that, but there's nothing else. Okay, there's bugs in there. Okay, there's stuff. Okay, so there's all these different places. There's a force thing there too. So how do I do this? Well, as you notice, the door opens kind of slowly, so you gotta lock yourself in. Boom. And now we have access to, I don't know why I did a 360 there, to the bugs here. There you are. And be careful, don't yeet them through this divide in the boxes. And it does seem to eventually respawn, but it would not surprise me if you eat him and the bug never respawns and then you're soft locked. So just be careful. And we're going to get a few bugs here, but just start one at a time because only one spawns at a time. And explosion number 1. Walk through here and we see we have another force nipple. Whoopsie. Another force nipple right there. So we're going to go grab another bug. And put him right here. Careful with your flame jumps there. That can destroy the bugs. And this is also possible. Obviously, you run over here and you boom, you throw. But the timing's really tight. So this is a much more consistent way I have found to destroy this pimple. Like that. So that's always fun. All right, and now you could continue on and knock that guy down, but then when you get down here, you'll realize that you need another bug. So I'm just going to save us the step. Grab the bug now. Might also be able to deuce that because we have another purple thing right there. And I'm wrong, you don't knock the guy down, you... Yeah, you do knock the guy down. Oh, I am right. I remember this correctly. Okay, we're just going to let him chill over there. And we're going to run through this corridor of shipping containers. Grab that medium cluster there. Jump on up. Rocket jump right here. And commit some more animal abuse. Although, again, I don't know if Cthulhu Monsters qualifies as flora, fauna, or whatever. But, alright, so he's over there. Got that. So be careful of the rocket jump. You can destroy that. I've done that before. If that happens, obviously just go get another one. And you do want to do it. You didn't do it before. You want to do it at this point because we're about to, as you might suspect, open the gate to get re-access to that right there. So we come around, reopen our gate, and Bob's your uncle. We are through. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, that brings back some memories. But before we go, we're going to, once again, whip this defenseless Cthulhu monster. Lovecraftian nightmare. Grab ourselves a demonic artifact, and then we can continue on. And here's another one. That's just chilling, just hanging out. Like, I have a nice view. I got the bridge. I got the loading dock over there. And I don't want to go down there and that nasty boom. Too bad. Stuck. And as you might realize already, serpent hole's right there. So feel free to go ham. We are not. We are going to wait. And let's jump on up to our lost highway. A large lurcher cluster here. Dude, there we go. There he used the range attack, but then his angel buddy kind of absorbed it for us. There we go. There's the dodge master. I dodged so good he dropped his lunch. His sliver. Alright, that was a random drop again, so don't worry if you didn't get it. It's a random drop. And, oh yeah, that's right. It's the next ambulance.
By the gates! You think it's aware of our presence?
I have no doubt, especially considering the way you carry on.
That was the Kraken tentacle that we'd missed before. At least we heard them talk about it, because they must have seen it. And that was a fail of a jump. That's okay. Alright. Do not like those guys. And get ourselves a medium cluster right here.
Is that the ship Usil sent us for?
It would seem.
I guess so. Oh yeah, I'm going to let the Dodge Master speak for himself, and then I just hurt myself by attacking at the wrong time. That's okay. Note to self: don't attack during that beam attack. All right. Get a fortification shard that wasn't a breakable. That was right here, and I skipped past one. This is the ambulance I said it was next to, but then managed to skip right past it. A healing shard, very nice. And now we're going to pull out our prawn disc again, charge up, knock him down and get some souls, and now again we don't have to rocket jump up here anymore. We can just throw salvation instead. Alright, large lurcher cluster. Pointless rocket jump, and we go this way. Oh man.
Good eating. This will, as you
See, not enough souls to do anything. I do. Okay, that's quite a few actually. I'm going to force respawn to get those back. All right, we're back. Our soul clusters right here. Boom. And now we're going to crawl on through to the other side.
Help! Please!
And probably the second impossible to miss human. First one being the very first one.
What is this?
And a doorway we cannot go through yet. And do a quick 180. Another hallway we cannot go through yet. And grab ourselves a medium lurcher cluster. And we're not going to go that way because that looks scary. We're going to go over here and crawl all over again. And find someone even scarier. So that plan backfired. Alrighty. Alright. See, alright counter in the corner there. And I'm not actually going to do that because I'm lazy. But we're going to try. It's trying to say alright all the time. Okay. Okay, I just want you to die. I'm being impatient. But the Dodge Master is in the town. In the house. We got our very first piece of adamantine, which is the kind after fragment, as we saw, and a luminous visage. So, pretty damn good haul, if you ask me. I do believe it's possible that you won't get the piece there. You might get a fragment. If that happens, it's okay. I'm not sure of the chances. But there'll be plenty of pieces in your future. Do not worry. Could also be completely wrong. It might always be a piece. I don't know. But for some reason, I think it is possible to get fragments. I feel like during one of my tests, I got fragments there. So, who knows for sure? Except for the PlayStation with the data inside. Okay. They both dropped something. That's fancy. And a quick run over here. Got ourselves a strength shard. Quick run up. Actually, I guess not a quick run up here. We're going to deal with you first. Dodge Master, not quite living up to his name right now. But that is my new request to everybody. Is that don't refer to me as Kuddlesnot in the comments of this video. Refer to me as the Dodge Master. As man, I love your guys' comments. Your comments make my day. It makes this all worth it. So I read every single one. I respond if there's a question, if I can, or you know, clarification if I can. But I just love them, guys. Keep them coming. I love talking with y'all. But I didn't say it, but we went up there, grabbed that. We have another force nipple here that we will get soon. We have access to Vulgrim right here if you'd like. But we're going to live dangerously. Choose a regular healing shard and keep our respites intact. Grab some pipey action. Oh boy!
Are you serious?
Do you think it knows we're here?
No. In fact, your shrieking clearly acts as a lullaby. Yes. Sarcasm.
Which of you is worse, I wonder?
You made fun of my dead horse. You have no rights, Watcher lady. So if you looked up, which apparently gamers do not do, according to Valve, you do not look up, and to urban campers, you would have seen that while we were down there, but I did not. So we're just going to swing here, and then do not jump down there. Let's grab our little hole here and quickly take out these hives, because this can get really annoying. You don't want to die to explosions. Alright, and then after I kind of get the big groups of them, I don't need to aim anymore. I just lock on, throw, and we're good to go. Alright, we get ourselves another angelic artifact. Very nice. Careful not to fall down there again, although you just need to run around, but it's a little bit annoying. And now, could go there and start your fight, but we're going to do this instead. Because there is one of those summoning dudes that summons unlimited amounts of, like, the most annoying people. And just stick to the edge here. Most annoying ghoul thief things. Not annoying people. These things aren't people. They're ghouls. And yes, we did already kill you. We killed him twice now. That's the third time. I guess that's the same guy for some reason. And we, of course, very not coincidentally have an undying shard right after that voice line. Alright. Now we can go kill our throne bro in peace. Well, almost in peace. At least there won't be more of these summoning guys. And I missed that dodge. That's okay. I might just pull out Havoc here because I am lazy. But no, I'm going to prove my elite gamer skills. Okay, good. We got all of those. All right, we got this. Like I said, Dodge Master Elite Gamer. And I'm such an elite gamer, I can't even talk and press one button at the same time. All right, there we go. We're going to grab our fragment here. And then travel. Travel up the perfectly stacked container boxes that I guess are being used as a foundation for a building, because that's all, like, you know, this one, whatever. And open up another pathway. As you see, this is where we popped out and got the human right there. So now we are back here. And alright, so we just got the hint. And we must use our brand new weapon to take out the eyes and run by. There's no other way to do damage. There's nothing else you can do. So, try to grab this on your way by, because the action might be blocked until later.
Was that one of the 7?
Perhaps. One could have changed since our last encounter.
Yeah, that might be ungettable after it closes up like that. Alright. Well, that is not actually our next boss. That is the boss after the next boss. And for now, we are going to go do our next boss. But first, we got a few last things to collect and passageways to open up. And annoying poison ghouls to kill. grab ourselves a fragment here. Open up our last little shortcut. And this actually, where we had the fire sack up there and there was the stairs. Boom, we're now back there. And in case you were wondering where the Kraken pulled us from to start that little encounter there, you can't actually go all the way back there, but it's just blocked. You're not missing anything. There's no way off to the right like it might look like there is. But there isn't. But for now, we're going to go back to the Maker's Forge and do our last little top off before the next boss. Alright, so we know there's nothing else we can buy. Well, I guess we could get a sliver or something, but I don't think we're going to waste money on slivers right now. We are just going to see. I think we can upgrade something one more time. Not quite enough for barbs, that's okay. Sliver, obviously not quite. Maybe we'll buy 2 slivers, we'll see. But I knew we had enough for our next levels of Chains of Scorn, which again is my favorite arcane counter weapon. And since I'm not using Lance, I don't want to spend it on that yet. Let's see how we do on our souls total after we Skull Crush Face. Yeah, whoops, wrong button. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, it was just Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face, Skull Crush Face. Alright, I'm not really going to use... Now that I think about it, we're not going to really use Salvation in the next fight. I don't anyway, because the boss, Sin, blocks so much. So I am not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to pay my price.
What would you
Heal by 2 more of these.
I knew you could. As you wish. Take your time.
Double check. Yeah, we have 12, but again, I'm going to save that for the next thing. I guess you could upgrade one of your enhancements, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save it. And... Oh, I keep saying that. I'm just going to dump some more stuff into souls. And if you're not at this level yet, that's totally fine. I say if you're like 26 plus with some good upgrades on your weapons and on your enhancements, not even your enhancements, you can kind of do whatever you want. You'll be in good shape. And we're only 1,000 away, and let's sell a few things, just because I rarely use them anyway. Alright, so we're going to sell a few of our Wrath.
You drive too hard a bargain, friend.
All of our Thorns, because I just don't like the Thorns. And we have exactly 1,000. We're going to sell one more just in case. Okay.
As you wish. This
Boom.
will be fun for both
Level
of us.
31. So as long as you're not level 50 by this point, you'll be fine, because there's some weird scaling bug where if you're at level 50, it the next boss, the next Sin will be like way too difficult. It like scales like way beyond your level to like, you know, impossible levels. So don't be there yet. And it would be kind of difficult for you to be anyway, unless you're like cheesing or grinding souls too much. So you don't need to grind that much in this game, which is actually very nice. All right, so now we got our 10 across the board, which is kind of like, again, the base level. Get the most bang for all of our bucks. Now it's kind of like, okay, let's specialize a little bit more with our game style. So for safety, I might not usually do this, but for safety, I'm going to put 2 into health, and then I'm going to put 1 in arcane. I might put in 3 in arcane, another non-recording world, or maybe 2 in arcane, 1 into strength. But for this, I'm going to do that just to give myself a little bit more wiggle room. And see, we have, you know, about 450, and we have a little more than that in terms of total health, 492. So we know that our Nephilim's Respite will get us pretty much all the way full. I am topped off, and we are going to go back to the cargo ship.
Take your time.
All right. Now we can finally head towards the ship. But before we do that, we're going to turn around and totally not miss this. We get everything in this channel.
Not a particularly lusty location, is it?
Have you learned nothing? Appearances can be deceiving. Besides, lust never appears as expected.
What exactly did you mean by that?
The notion of sin is one thing, the concept of lust is something else entirely. Especially humanity's concept of lust.
I see. As in, a lust for...
You name it. The humans have quite the imagination. Lust is everything to everyone. That's what makes lust dangerous.
Too dangerous, mistress?
No such thing.
So if you just walked, you could easily miss our little hidden cluster right there. That's it. Now we are ready for the next sin, which we can confirm now is lust, which, despite some of the design of this game, including things like Lilith and all that, it is not, as the dialogue implies, it's not going to be quite designed the way you're imagining, which I think is for the best. It's actually, I think, a really cool version of lust. So let's take a look.
Can you guess what I lust after? In this broken world, what is left to want?
Power.
I always thought you were the smart one. Pity. To what do I owe this distinct pleasure? After all, to be visited by a fabled horseman.
I have but one purpose here.
Must we engage in violence? You already have my respect.
I have no interest in your respect, just your head.
Come now, Fury. I am no barbarian like the others. No, we need not meet as enemies a second time.
Tell it to the Charred Council.
They aren't here. So instead, I tell you, Queen of the Horsemen, powerful, armed with the flame hollow, a crossblade, your fabled whip.
I am above your distractions, lust.
Really? The truth is often distracting when one lives a lie. You speak as though we are natural enemies. Why must this be so? I know my role in the universe. I wonder if you've ever stopped to question yours. You are a horseman. But why did you make that choice? And if so, was there some reasoning behind it?
Shut up and fight!
You don't even know why you fight, do you? Do you fight for your brothers? Oh, of course not. Your antagonism towards them is well known. Do you seek to achieve some sort of balance? Oh, you never believed in the greater good until it suited you. No. What I see in your actions is a lust all your own. A lust for power and privilege and protection from the Nephilim's inevitable fall. Ultimately, that makes us allies, doesn't it?
Stand down, Fury.
Death. What are you, all of you, doing here?
Are we not four horsemen united? We are here to confirm that the mission is complete.
The mission.
The other sins have been destroyed by my hand. Death worked to free War and clear his name. More importantly, we have exposed a great conspiracy.
What conspiracy?
Heaven and hell working in secret consort to bring about the apocalypse earlier than anyone would wish for. The Charred Council has dispatched us together to wreak havoc on both sides. Balance will be restored. The wicked will be punished.
You mean all of this?
We are to unseat the rulers of both sides. And in honor of your unwavering loyalty to the cause, the Council has decreed that you will lead the Horsemen.
You, Fury, will usher in a new age on Earth.
Of course. Finally, everything makes some sort of divine sense.
It does?
Mistress, is this not everything you wanted? Finally come to you.
Set aside the past, sister. Today, we live in service to you.
I will be done.
This is not real!
What?
Oh, it was worth a shot.
You think you know me so well!
Is it not what you want most? The power to lead in the manner you see fit. What was an illusion could soon be reality. If you set aside the wants of others and focus on yourself, ultimately, it is your choice to make. So choose.
You should not have made them kneel!
Alright. So, a lot to unpack there, but we'll talk about it a little after. Let's just deal with the fight for now. So, Lust is a difficult fight, for sure. But at the point in the game that we're in terms of our equipment, our upgrades, our level, they are very doable. Very fightable.
A puppet! Join me, and let's pull the strings together.
Very combatable. Okay, I'm trying to concentrate here. Not so good in the combat. I don't feel like restarting this one a bunch of times like I have like every other fight. Sin fight. Alright. There's the jump over attack, you can kind of dodge out of the way. And then you just kind of have to dodge, because if you don't, you'll just be whacking against the blade. So there's only a few small windows to actually just basic attack. So you just gotta be careful. But you'll get there and take them out. But we have a little twist.
Let fall the blades of heaven!
An archangel! Oh, you seal, you flatter me.
I'll see you dead, Lust, never to rise again!
We had a deal! Stand down!
Now why would he do that? When he knows a deal with you isn't half as appealing as a deal with me.
Don't listen!
I can return your sweet little angels to their former glory. Yes, if you just protect me from this terrible woman.
Lucille!
And won't it be glorious when you march back to the gates of heaven with your numbers restored?
Shut up!
And restore truth and righteousness to that befouled place. Your truth, Archangel, you see. Held your command. Wouldn't that be lovely?
The 7th Legion. Alive and whole. Restoring glory. Our deal is revoked.
No, Lucille!
Won't this be fun?
Alright. Lucille is taken in by Lust. So here's one of the only missable achievements in the game. And it's not missable in the sense that you can do it in New Game Plus, like if you don't do it the first time. But if you don't do it, you won't be able to do it again in the same game. So that achievement is kill Lust without killing Lucille. So it can be tempting to just take out Lucille so you only have to deal with one person at a time. But I'd recommend not doing it, and I keep forgetting that I'm going to pop a Undying Shard so I don't die here. It is easy to forget that the Flame Hollow does not come back. You take it off after each cutscene for some reason. For this one in particular, I don't know why. Because other cutscenes don't really do that. And it's easy to, what I was trying to say, it's easy to kind of go after Lucille, just as tempting because then you want to deal with both of them, but don't do it, then you won't get the achievement. And also be careful of things like Havoc, which I'm going to do right now to get some health back.
Let fall
An archangel? Oh, Lucille, you flatter me.
Hell see you dead, Lust, never to rise again!
Well, that was interesting.
We had a deal! Stand down!
Now, why would he do that? When he knows a deal with you isn't half as appealing as a deal with me.
Don't listen!
I can return your sweet little angels to their former glory. Yes, if you just protect me from this terrible woman.
Lucille!
And won't it be glorious when you march back to the gates of heaven with your numbers restored?
Shut up!
And restore truth and righteousness to that befouled place. Your truth, Archangel Lucille. Heaven under your command. Wouldn't that be lovely?
The 7th Legion. Alive and whole. Restoring glory. Our deal is revoked.
No, Lucille!
Won't this be fun?
Hey. What? Guys, I played this game a whole bunch of times, and that shit just doesn't... It feels like I hit the record button and the game just decides to go apeshit. Anyway, so we're just going to run back real quick and restart our fight. Which I wasn't sure if that was supposed to happen there or not, but anyway. It's a waste of an Undying Shard, but that's okay. Alright, we're back. We skipped the scene because we already watched it a second time. And, alright, so we're going to try this again. I'm going to heal. I'm going to find... I'm not going to arcane dodge back into it. I'm going to find the fortification shard, which to me is even more useful than the Undying Shard usually. We're going to do that right here. Be careful. Just keep an eye on his health. You know, unless you're willingly attacking him and you are doing dodge counters into him, it's not difficult to not kill him. The more difficult thing is just kind of keeping an eye on him while also looking at less so you don't come and really mess you up. And also be careful during Havoc, which I'm going to do here in a second. Maybe that's something to do with what happened. Like, I triggered it right when I died, and then, like, it triggered cutscene. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't develop this game. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Gunfire can comment below and let me know. Let us know. Alright. Alright, healing shard. Nope. Because yes, even if you're locked onto someone else, and even if you're locked to someone else, and then but dodge like Lucille's attack, but I'm locked on the left, I'll still go after Lucille, which is not what we're looking for right now. Alright, we got this. That was Lucille dodge, so I want to do that. There we go. Alright, we got this, folks. No panic. Still got fortification for a second. There we go.
Who gave you the power to raise the dead?
The one constant in the universe. Those who possess the most power inevitably crave more. Lust is everlasting. As for who, know this. I was merely a pawn. A feeling you know all too well. Fury. The angels who killed your steed. Pawns as well.
Then who? Tell me!
The players in that game will reveal themselves in time. What if I reveal something even more valuable? Spare me, and I'll give up the location of my fellow sin. Envy.
And why would you do that?
What reason would I have to protect that sniveling coward? She has never experienced frontline combat. She has never experienced the horrors of war. She is the most pathetic of us. Get me to the edge of Haven, and what you want will be yours.
An attractive offer. But I'm tired of your kind underestimating my intelligence. I'll find the rest of the sins by myself. At your core, you were just an endless void that could never be filled. How disappointing.
Finish it. I am ready.
I think not.
Mistress!
Lust's call to power is intoxicating. Even more so when one is fueled by grief. Usil's transgression can be forgiven. Once. I have a better understanding of what's happened to the Earth and what's at stake because of it. You're of no use to me, dead. If we are to survive, all of us, alliances must be made.
An alliance? With him?
I don't know what to say.
Say that you'll return the favor. I may soon need it.
My word may hold no weight, but my life is yours, Fury. If I learn of any plotting against you, I will relay the information.
Did I just witness mercy shown to a filthy angel? Just as soon have your head on a pike.
Are you or are you not a Watcher? Because you should know better. This quest we're on is about balance, in the world and within me, it seems. Lust showed me what I could become. It is not what I want to be.
And what do you want to be?
I think that's what I'm here to find out.
Curious. Very curious indeed. With each new challenge, you show more depth.
What do you want?
Both you and I are painfully aware of the endless parade history inflicts upon us. Creatures so pathetically focused on one single purpose. But these creatures are, ironically, completely devoid of meaning.
Make your point, Lord of Hollows.
It's just surprising, no, refreshing to see something headed in the opposite direction. You are coming into a greater awareness of the flaws that kept you in chains.
Flaws?
Shall I list them?
No, thank you. I've seen enough recently to know they are many.
Which is exactly why I give you this. And by holding it, the raw power of Force itself is yours.
It vibrates in my hand. I don't understand.
When the time comes, you will know when and how to use it.
No, not yet!
I wanna rock. All right. So we now have our third hollow, the Force Hollow, which allows us to connect to these metallic walls that we've been seeing, charge up our thing with purple energy to take out the pimples, destroy things like this. Oh gosh. If you can actually hit it and charge it up, there we go.
I could get very used to this level of power.
We now have that. So now, as I have long talked about and promised, our next episode will be collecting everything that we can pretty much up to this point. There'll be a few things that we skip because we're not quite at that level. Like, we'll be kind of under-leveled for it. But most things we'll be able to collect that we can get with these 3 hollows. So if you have not seen previous episodes and you haven't gotten Storm yet, go back and take out Avarice or Envy. But if you manage to get to here without taking on either of them and you don't have the Storm Hollow at this point, then you're probably doing it on purpose, and I don't need to tell you that. Anywho, before I sign off, let's talk a little about that whole thing. So you might be wondering, so that wasn't Michael Wincott playing Death. That is true. So in that little cutscene with Death, Strife, and War. War is voiced by Liam O'Brien, who's done War of the whole franchise, and he does a great job. Susan Spizak did Death, who, as these things work out, was probably in the studio doing other voices, including Lust, which I think he did a great job. And they have him in there for a certain amount of time, and they can do up to a certain number of characters. So they decided to say, hey, we don't have the money or budget to bring in Michael Wincott just for this one scene, so we'll have one of our other actors do it, and so they had Jason do it. I don't think that means that he's going to be replaced in any additional games or that he should be replaced. I think if we bring back Death in like a full game, Darksiders 4 or 5, it needs to be Michael Wincott. And then Strife was played by Phil Lamar, and that might be a giveaway to something later. But since he did the voice, you're wondering, did he do the voice in Genesis where Strife is the main character? And that's not the case. That was done by Chris J. Alex, who is another voice actor. And I personally, just a little bit that we heard, I really like Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar is a classic actor, voice actor, done many things. He was in Pulp Fiction. You see him all the time. You hear him all the time. He's the voice of Samurai Jack and Hermes in Futurama, for God's sake. So he is an incredible voice actor. But I really like what Chris Alex did in Genesis, and to me, that is the real, true Strife. Also, because we don't see a whole lot of Strife in this game, I think it's appropriate that he was recast to Chris Alex. Also, because Vulgrim is voiced by Phil Lamar in all the games. So Vulgrim is very pronounced in all these games. He's got plenty of roles. So if we want to hear Phil Lamar, we got him here. We don't need him as Strife. Let's let Chris Alex do his thing.
Good eating.
Hey, Phil.
Farewell for now.
So those kind of thoughts on that. Like, wow, we can see all the horsemen in one place, even if it was fake by Lust. So it was just a lot of fun. So if you're wondering if we're learning any more about Rampage, we do not. We just know that there's this potential conspiracy against the horsemen. We'll maybe find out more about that as we go. I like the design of Lust, and I understand that's similar to character design in the Sandman, which I haven't seen or read. I like that concept of Lust, and in this world of Darksiders where there's some exaggerated character design, aka Lilith, I think it was a great choice to go away from the low-hanging fruit. So I think it's a cool creative choice to make, and it works really well in the world. So that's all you can really ask for, is what kind of serves the story the best, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, those are just some basic thoughts. I might even have edited it way down beyond what you hear in the final episode. We'll see. So again, thanks so much for watching. Next time we will have our much talked about backtracking episode. So we'll be doing some jumping around, but it's not quite like Darksiders 2 where we'll just have a map. We don't have a map this time. We just have serpent holes. So we'll be using that as our point of reference, jumping around all crazy and getting a whole bunch of yummy goodies. Always looking to get better, make these guides better, make the videos better. So I'd love to hear what you think. If you leave one, you are a true. And remember, you got to refer to me as the Dodge Master. That's my new name from now on. This is Kuddlesnot signing off, and I will see you again next time.